gown, he could be the rebel or the Russian Tsar. Judge each creature of our race by each feature in his face. Just look at him, I rest my case. Well, there you are. And it matters not to me what part of town you've come from. We but cheer you've made it here at all. Here within this garish parish called the Music Hall. And there you are. How very glad we are that there you are. It isn't who you are, but where you are. And there you are. And thankful that we to see how fine and there you are. There you are. Angela, my darling, how you out there? Ah, yes, there you are. And who's that with you then? Thank you so very much. Good evening and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome to you all on this most thrilling of evenings here at the Music Hall Royale. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we have the pleasure for presenting for your approval the premiere performance of The Mystery of Edwin Drood. Ladies and gentlemen, didn't our cast tell you before our opening that here at the Music Hall Royale, when we all say Drood, you should join in as well? We'll have to try this all over again, ladies and gentlemen. Please, please bear with us. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we shall present The Mystery of Edwin Drood. Very good, much better, much better. Now, being a musical with dramatic interludes. Now, as you are no doubt already aware, our own Mr. Charles Dickens was full halfway through the completion of the greatest mystery novel of our time when he committed the one ungenerous deed of his career. He died. Oh. Leaving behind not the slightest hint as to the outcome of his bizarre and uncompleted puzzle, The Mystery of Edwin Drood. But tonight, however, ladies and gentlemen, when we together reach that point in our story, when Mr. Charles Dickens wrote no more, I shall be asking you to vote upon key questions regarding the outcome of our plot. And then our company will make its most earnest effort to meet with the supreme challenge, to contrive an ending in accordance with your specifications. So come on, let's all be as vulgar and as civilized as is legally possible. Kick off your boots, loosen your corsets, and let's enjoy ourselves. Oh, and by the way, if there are any gentlemen who arrived alone and will be requiring companionship up through the final curtain, oh, yeah. You need only talk to our stage manager, Mr. James Throttle, whose pleasure it is to see that
you need never be lonely again. Oh, you, sir? Yes, you're in the front row. I'll fix you up later.
No, wait, Jim, wait. Look. It looks like he wants fixing up right now. His tongue's hanging out. No, wait, Jim, wait. He's wearing a pink tie. Well, I might remind you that these sparkling and vivacious ingenues are not salaried employees, and that we do ask you to contribute generously to the cost of their theatrical studies. And please do remember that all goods should be returned tomorrow morning.
None the worse for wear.
So, thank you very much. Now, let us continue with tonight's bill of fare. For the first time, ladies and gentlemen, the completed musical rendition of The Mystery of
Edwin Drood.
Cloisterham, that ancient, moldering cathedral city of Cloisterham. Not a particularly encouraging setting for the Christmas season now upon us. A wintry shudder goes through the elms as they shed a gush of tears. We now arrive upon the home of Mr. John Jasper, choir master, composer, organist, lyricist. John Jasper is blessed with a voice even the angels themselves might envy. And ladies and gentlemen, who better to essay the role of John Jasper than that gifted vocalist himself, Mr. Clive Paget. John Jasper awaits the arrival of his nephew, young Edwin Drood.
Hello, Uncle.
Why, there's the lad now.
My dear Uncle.
No, ladies and gentlemen, your eyes do not deceive you. Devotees of male impersonation may recognize Miss Nutting in a top hat and tails when she does her inimitable rendition of Aren't I a Half a Toff? But tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Nutting hides her distinctive form beneath the garb of young Edwin Drood. Ladies and gentlemen, a warm round of applause for tonight's guest artiste and London's leading male impersonator, Miss Alice Nutting.
Dinner, Uncle.
You forget, Ned, that uncle and nephew are words prohibited here by express agreement.
Of course you're right. After all, there are only half a dozen years or so between our ages. Hello, Jack. Don't drink yet. I must propose a toast.
A toast to what, Ned?
He asks, to what? To Rosa.
Rosa.
To the fair Miss Rosabud. Surely you've not forgotten that Rosa and I are soon to be wed?
It has not quite slipped my mind.
Yes, a tedious ceremony in your creaking cathedral, John, and then off with my wonderfully pretty child bride to dusty Egypt, where I plan to shake things up a bit.
It is certain that Egypt seems a desperate great distance.
Indeed it is, John. This portrait of Rosa is not one of my better efforts, Jack, yet you choose to put it here. In heaven's name, why?
Because it reminds me of Rosa. You, Ned, and the happiness I wish you and Rosa.
Oh, I'm sure we'll be quite happy, though our courtship suffers from an unavoidable flatness, owing to the fact that her dead and gone father and my dead and gone father as good as married us at birth. Why the devil couldn't they have left us alone?
Tut, tut, dear boy.
Tut, tut. Yes, it's all very well for you, Jack. You have the freedom to love whomsoever you choose.
Don't stop, dear fellow. Do go on.
Have I hurt your feelings, Jack?
How could you have hurt my feelings?
Good heavens, Jack. You look frightfully ill. There's a strange film come over your eyes.
I have been taking medicine for a pain and agony that overcomes me. I have been forced of late to seek treatment in London. Fear not, the effects will soon be gone.
My dear uncle.
Then take it as a warning. And Ned, Edwin, this is a confidence between us.
It shall be sacredly preserved, Jack.
I have confided in you because...
Because we are fast friends, and because you love and trust me as I love and trust you. Both hands, Jack. My dearest Uncle Jack.
My dearest nephew Ned. Our life without your friendship would be life as good as dead. The winds of hell may blow, but as you well may know, I'll heed your call, no need to smile and face the fire below. For you,
For you,
for you,
for you.
two kinsmen more than brothers, we know no next of kin, and yet we know no others closer neath the skin. The blood that flows between us, the bonds that tie us twain, two kinsmen when all others flee, then we'll remain. My dearest nephew Ned.
My dearest Uncle Jack. If men said words against you, I would make them take them back. Oh, loyal lad am I, who'd be but glad to die. If by my death one extra breath of life for you I'd buy. 'Tis true, for you.
For you, two kinsmen more than brothers, we know no next of kin, and yet we know no others closer neath the skin. The blood that flows between us, the bonds that tie us twain, two kinsmen when all others flee, then we'll remain.
'Tis true,
'Tis true,
for you.
for you, two kinsmen are we two.
Miss Allison, not nothing in this live pageant, ladies and gentlemen. I trust the moderation in your applause merely means that you're saving your energies for the final curtain.
I hope so.
Edwin Drood has returned to Cloisterham to wish his regards to his young bride-to-be, the fair Miss Rosa Budd, who, like Drood, is an orphan. Rosa Budd resides in Cloisterham's finest seminary for young ladies, aptly, if not correctly named, the Nun's House. And ladies and gentlemen, who better to essay the role of the fair Miss Rosa Budd than that fairest of English roses, that blossoming bud who has yet to be plucked, the unspeakably lovely Miss Deirdre Peregrine.
Rosa! The happiest of birthdays to you. I only pray I may be able to say these words on each of your birthdays.
I fear 'tis not likely since, as you know, your own nephew Edwin and I will be departing for Egypt once we are married.
It was only a wish, Rosa. How lovely you look. I have awaited your birthday with eagerness.
Eagerness, Mr. Jasper?
Yes! Your voice will no longer be as subject to the fluctuations of adolescence. And in what condition is your voice today, my dearest student?
As my tutor, I believe that question should best be answered by you, Mr. Jasper. Shall I sing the Mozart?
No! I have composed a song especially for you, my dearest subject, on the occasion of your birthday. A choir master's pay being what it is, my life's blood is the most I can afford to offer.
Oh, Mr. Jasper, I cannot sing these words. It would not be proper.
Why, whatever can you mean?
I am not worthy of it.
As your music master, that decision should be left to me. From the beginning, please.
Between the very dead
and day. Upon the steely sheet of light I'll lay, and in the moonfall I'll give myself to you, bathe in moonfall, and dress myself in dew. Before the cloak of night reveals the dawn, time holds its breath while it conceals the dawn, and in the moonfall all sound is frozen still, yet warm against me. Your skin will warm the chill. The moonfall, I feel its fingers, lingers the veil of night shade, light made from stars the daughter soon fall. Moonfall, what pours from you? Betwixt our hearts, let nothing intervene. Between our eyes, the only sight I've seen is lustrous moonfall as it guides my view. So that soon I only see but
That was lovely, Rosa.
Thank you, sir.
But lovely will not do. When you sing the words, you must make me feel you mean them. Once again, if you please.
between the very dead of night and day, upon the steely sheet. Oh, I can't bear this. I'm frightened. Take me away.
It's nothing. It's all over. Don't speak to her for a minute, and she'll be well.
She's not used to an audience. Besides, Mr. Jasper, you're such a conscientious master that I do believe you make her afraid of you. No wonder.
No wonder.
You'd be afraid under similar circumstances, wouldn't you, Miss Landless?
Not under any circumstances.
Ladies and gentlemen, our own fiery spirit, the unpredictable Miss Janet Conover.
Good afternoon, Mother Crisparkle.
Good afternoon, Mr. Jasper. And let me introduce you to Neville Landless. He and his twin sister Helena have arrived here from Ceylon, where they no longer have any family. Neville has been entrusted to my care, and Helena will be staying here at the nun's house.
Welcome to Cloisterham, Mr. Landless.
I'm afraid that Neville has been given over to me to calm his rather hot nature, and to make a new beginning here in Cloisterham.
You and your sister lost your parents recently, Mr. Landless.
Their parents died when they were quite young, and their stepfather has crossed over as well.
I'm most sorry.
There is no need for you to console me. As it was well my stepfather died when he did, or I might have killed him.
Ladies and gentlemen, the newest member of our company, Mr. Victor Grinstead.
I surprise you, ma'am?
You shocked me! Unspeakably shocked me!
You never saw him beat my sister. My stepfather was a brute, Mr. Jasper. In desperation, Helena tried on more than one occasion to free her stepfather's cruel and miserly hand, even disguising herself as a boy, but to no avail. As for myself, I tried from my earliest remembrances to subdue a cruel and bitter hatred, leaving me secret and revengeful.
Oh, I say!
However, ma'am, your kindness and goodwill have deeply moved me. I pledge to change my ill-tempered ways and break new ground for myself here.
There's the lad. He'll soon blend in, Mr. Jasper.
Your pupil, Mr. Jasper. She sings beautifully.
I thank you, sir.
Your efforts have not been without success.
I trust so.
And may I inquire if your relationship extends beyond that of pupil and master?
Heavens, no! Never! Miss Budd is betrothed to young Edwin Drood, Mr. Jasper's nephew.
You'd do well, sir, to cast your eyes and interests in other directions.
Sir! I beg your pardon, sir.
No pardon necessary. However, I must be off. Choir practice, I fear. I wish you well in your new life.
Thank you. Thank you indeed, Mr. Jasper. I trust we shall meet again. And I would like to meet this Drood and see what sort of man is worthy of the affection of Miss Budd.
Steady, lad. Steady.
You are feeling better now, aren't you?
Oh, much. Thank you.
These surroundings, which may seem very secure to you, are new and unsettling to me. You will be my friend, won't you?
I will be as good a friend as such of a mighty thing can be to such a womanly and handsome creature as yourself.
Who is Mr. Jasper?
My Edwin's uncle and my music master.
You know that he loves you?
Oh, don't. He terrifies me. I feel I am never safe from him. He has made me a slave with his looks, forced me to keep silent without uttering a single threat.
Careful, you are tearing Mr. Jasper's composition.
It is of no matter. I do not intend to sing it again.
I think we'll have one more reprise of this before we're finished, don't you think? Well, we now step from the chaste sanctity of the nun's house and travel, for reasons which will soon become clear, to the wickedest corner of the wickedest hole in the fabric of the city of London. Below the streets and beneath contempt lies the opium den of the Princess Puffer. Here, the universal universal tongue of opium is spoken, with its subdialects of prostitution, gambling, violence for profit, and murder. And reigning supreme over this blemish on England's fair complexion is the Princess Puffer, who ministrates to her clients' every needs and hears more than she tells. And ladies and gentlemen, who better to essay the role of the Princess Puffer than the Queen Mother of the Red Light District, that good woman of ill repute, the Grand Dame of the Music Hall Royale, your very own and beloved Miss Angela Prysock.
Crime don't pay. That's what I tell them. If it did, would I be here? Mixing pipes, what then I sells them for a pint of rotten beer. Throats you cut to pocket threepence, then you sluts to cop some sleep. Bash your face for bleeding tuppence, pure disgrace to work so cheap. So I says, don't be a sinner for the price of London gin. You can't pay for one square dinner with the wages of sin. Sell me soul, call love, come off it. Who would buy this sack of skin? On the whole, there ain't much profit in the wages of sin. In the wages of sin. In the wages of sin. Hello, love. Fancy seeing you here. What little crumpet you buttering up instead of me? What little raspberry tart? Oh, begging your pardon, miss, I'm sure. This is your first night out on the town with him, is it, eh? Well, never you fear, love. I've been out with him on numerous occasions. And what he's got in store for you, praise God, it will be over with in an instant. What do they pay you, love? By the note? I know someone who was with her when he was 14. God love him. You haven't been with better since, have you? She hasn't been with anyone since. I've seen girls from gutter families trap rich men with fluttery ways, and they coo, call past the jam, please, over nuptial breakfast trays. Over there, in bed 11, sleeps a bleeding hypocrite. Spends his days, eyes cast to heaven, spends his nights amongst this I didn't say it. You thought I was gonna say it, didn't you? But I didn't say it. Now let's see, where was I? Oh yes, shit. I didn't say it again. So I says, don't take half measures, do things right, and dig right in. In this world, there's better treasures than the wages of sin. I give threats, but seldom offers. If I did, I'd pack it in. You can't fill too many coffers with the wages of sin. Come on, then. Give your old love some help with the last line, then. With the wages of sin. Oh, bloody hell. You can do better than that. Now get off your bombs and sing with me. With the wages of sin.
The meanest room in London. And as the light of day steals forth into the room, would not the parishioners of Cloisterham be astounded to discover that lying in bed 11 is that goodly choir master of Cloisterham Cathedral, Mr. John Jasper.
some wine, and quickly. My task is only half finished, and your medicine is less potent than usual.
Laudanum, so you're mixing opium with wine these days, are you? Fix it for you now.
Yes, yes! Before I can get to the changes in colors and great landscapes, I must be rid of him.
Who?
Him!
God spare you, there's no one there.
There he is, and there I am.
Yes, yes. Now, lie still and have yourself a pleasant journey. What did you say? Did you say Rosabud?
I can't seem to recall what I said. Could you please direct me to the nearest railway station? I seem to be lost.
5 threepence, you owes me.
That seems a large sum for such a small courtesy. However, if you are that needy. And the railway station?
The nearest is in Aldgate, a 10-minute walk from the river.
I thank you. Incredible.
Who are you then? And what are you?
I wonder how many of you noticed that peculiar statement. It sounded suspiciously like a clue to me. Might we have it again, my dear? Yes, just once more, please.
Who are you then? And what are you?
What indeed? Well, we now return to less sordid surroundings as we meet up with Cloisterham's leading citizen, Mayor Thomas Sapsia.
Oh, good afternoon, Mayor Sapsia. Oh, good afternoon, Mayor Sapsia.
Bill,
Yes, where is he? Yes, what? Yes, really? Yes. With a sack of what? Yes. Well, you notice once again he gets saddled with all the responsibility. And, ladies and gentlemen, your kind indulgence for a short announcement. The part of Mayor Thomas Sapsia will not, I repeat, will not be portrayed by Mr. James Hitchens as is stated in your program. As some of our regulars already know, that Mr. Hitchens has tended to appear more frequently at the bar in the rear than up here in front of the footlights. So, as it will come to no surprise, Mr. Hitchens is once again massively indisposed. Due to injuries he suffered while fighting for a lady's honor, apparently the lady wished to keep it. I don't know. But ladies and gentlemen, the role of Mayor Thomas Sapsia will be portrayed tonight by a humble chairman and obedient servant. I refer, of course, to myself, Mr. William Cartwright. I hope this last-minute substitution meets with your approval. Yes? And, I might add, it's really more your luck than it is mine.
Good evening, Mayor Sapsia.
Good evening, Mother Crisparkle. And,
These are my new charges from Ceylon. I'm taking them to meet... Oh! Here he is now. Helena Neville. Allow me to introduce to you young Edwin Drood.
Sir,
Sir, I congratulate you on your good fortune, Master Edwin.
good fortune, sir.
Your betrothal, sir?
Oh, yes, Rosa.
Our young Ned is soon to depart himself for your segment of the globe, Neville.
Ceylon, Mr. Drood.
No, but much the same. Egypt.
To make your future.
No, to ensure that Egypt has one. I shall shortly be taking over my family's engineering concerns there, and I plan to pull off a miracle.
Pray, what miracle?
The Cairo Transverse, Mr. Landless, a thoroughfare for commerce and coach travel across the desert to Alexandria. A monumental task, Mr. Drood. Yes, one wonders from where one will obtain. For example, the paving stones from the pyramids.
No!
Yes, my studies show that there is enough rock in the top half of the Great Pyramid alone.
This is English blasphemy. Is it not enough that you take a delicate brew of tea leaves and likewise improve it by pouring cow's milk into?
Neville, please. Let's not raise our voices herein. Where are we? Cloisterham High Street.
I meant no offense, sir.
And I did not mean my awkward ways to arouse such emotion. Or to ruffle your splendid feathers, Miss Bud.
I'm sure Mr. Landless only feels passionately about his part of the world, Edwin.
As long as he keeps his passions in check.
I fear I have not yet adapted myself to your restrained climate, Master Edwin. Miss Bud?
My uncle has given me some account of your hot-blooded temperament and past, sir. I do hope you have left them both behind you.
My reputation precedes me here. A situation I needs must fear.
What hope have I of blending in with this my shade of skin?
I thought I'd cleanse my slate at last, but they anticipate my past.
What shall I sell them? Thoughtful effects.
What do I owe them? What they expect? Average is subject on display. In from Ceylon today. Our emigration to this location has brought our station down a mile. This destination divides creation in rank and file, and English are they and British am I.
British are they and English am I. There are two subjects we don't discuss.
One is our monarch, the other's us.
And yet I fear I soon will be the subject of scrutiny.
Average is subject none the less.
From where and while they'll try to guess.
Cape Town or Burma, what's all the fuss? All terra firma belongs to us.
Average is subject bred and born, and subject not to scorn. Our emigration to this location has brought our station down to this destination divides creation in rank and file, and English are they and British am I, and our emigration to this destination has brought our station down to this destination
see, Mayor Sepsia, there's an instinctive rivalry between my own dear boy and this landless fellow. And I fear his hot-blooded Eastern temperament.
Come now, Mr. Jasper. I think you exaggerate the matter.
I will go mad. Do you not realize there's more than one side, one face to all things in nature? Beneath Neville's tainted English accent and adopted English manners, there is a heathen landless, a tribesman landless, a half-blooded, half-bred, half-caste, who would kill as easily as he would comb his sleek hair.
Mr. Jasper, this is quite extraordinary.
To the contrary, sir, nothing could be more ordinary. I myself suffer from this duality on occasion. Sometimes I will forget things, and in going back to fetch them, half expecting me myself rounding the corner I've already turned.
Yes, and what about me? Having to play this Mayor Sapsia bloke and be your chairman at the same time? It's damned confusing.
Indeed, like a two-sided Neville Landless. I find that. I am not myself these days. For all I know, I might be you. There's more than room enough for two inside my mind.
I am likewise in a haze of who I am from scene to scene. What's more, we four, are in a bind.
For is it I, or is it me?
And if I'm him, and if I'm he, each one of us might not agree on what to do.
And if I take opposing sides within myself, then who divides up what is right or wrong?
I'll go along with you. Hey penny, 1 penny, tuppenny, threepenny, 12 to a shilling, twice that to a florin. Would you not fancy the currency foreign to find the same face on both sides of the coin? Bob is your uncle from pennies to guineas, the two-sided mint is the rule, not exception. Would you not feel quite the fool of deception? Find the same face on both sides of the coin. Odds or evens.
Heads or tails.
It's high or low.
Or black or white.
Or up or down.
Or left or right.
Or night or day. Nature seldom ever fails to most obligingly provide an undisclosed opposing side to one's dismay.
The shadows in this shiny morn.
If there's a rose, it bears the thorn.
Your good is dead as soon as born.
And yet we smile, but luck's division is perverse.
It seems to work more in reverse.
If things are better, they'll be worse in just a while. Hey penny, 1 penny, tuppenny, threepenny, 12 to a shilling, twice that to a florin. Would you not fancy the currency foreign to find the same face on both sides of the coin? Bob is your uncle from pennies to guineas. The two-sided mint is the rule, not exception. And would you not feel like the fool of deception to find the same face on both sides of the coin? Hey penny, 1 penny, tuppenny, threepenny, 12 to a shilling, twice that to a florin. Would you not fancy the currency foreign to find the same face on both sides of the coin? Bob is your uncle from pennies to guineas. The two-sided mint is the rule, not exception. And would you not feel like the fool of deception to find the same face on both sides of the coin? Threepenny, 12 to a shilling, twice that to a florin. Would you not fancy the currency born? First they face on both sides of the coin. Bob is your uncle from pennies to guineas, the two-sided mint is the rule, not exception. And would you not feel like the fool in the sun? First they face on both sides of the coin. Both sides of the coin. Hey! All right, everyone now. Hey penny, 1 penny, tuppenny. Hey, there you go. It's not gonna work. You've convinced me, Mr. Jasper. I shall certainly keep my eyes fixed upon this young Neville Landless.
A brilliant and original idea, sir. However, I must change. Good day, sir!
Bye-bye. We now step from Cloisterham High Street and fall in step with a relic known only to the residents of Cloisterham as Durdles. A man whose knowledge of the cathedral tombs is only exceeded by his capacity for wine and spirits. He is now wending his way towards an important assignation.
What's that you say, Bill?
I said an assignation with Mayor Sapsia, who lives just around behind.
What's that you say, Bill?
I said around behind.
And so you have.
I did not come here to be insulted.
Why? Where do you usually go?
I'm not a complete fool, you know.
Oh? Which bit is missing?
You are next to an idiot.
Well, please tell me, John.
Ladies and gentlemen, the clown prince of the Music Hall Royale, I give you, and I don't want him back, your friend, oh dear God, not mine, Mr. Nick Cricker as Durdles.
Assisted, dear friends, by my own lad, young Nick Cricker II.
Nick Cricker and son, ladies and gentlemen.
Afternoon, Mayor Sapsia, your lordship, sir.
Good afternoon, Durdles.
I'm begging your pardon, sir. The cough. It's a touch of rheumatism.
No, you mean rheumatism.
No, I've been working on your dead wife's grave.
Durdles, please, refer to the late Mrs. Thomas Sapsia as just that. The late Mrs. Thomas Sapsia. That is how I like to refer to her. Oh, dear God, that is how I like to think of her.
She was 1 in a million.
No, 1 in a raffle. 1 in a raffle. But is my wife's tomb ready?
Yes, Governor. The door is all ready for my inscribing. She'll be much happier once we've moved her from a temporary grave. Though it's not been all damp, and the moles won't have been able to get at her for ages. Though there's nothing much you can do about the worms.
Oh, please.
They've already made a meal out of Mrs. Sapsia.
Oh, please, please, Durdles. Yes, yes. And, what is this thing? This boy?
My proteage, Squire? Name of deputy. I put the lock on your wife's crypt myself, your lordship. That's right. I've the keys right here. And it'll be my pleasure to unlock that door and slide your woman right in there tomorrow.
Yes.
Well, there's enough room in there for the whole royal family to have afternoon tea.
Yes, yes.
That crypt is a national treasure, if I may make so bold, Your Grace. But just a while ago, Mr. Jasper asked me if I'd take him down into the crypts to see it.
You may want to add that to your list of suspicious statements.
Steady on, Bill. We wouldn't want all these people jumping to conclusions without all the facts at hand. Otherwise, they'd all be running off to the races.
Right! Let's have a course and off to the races!
No. Stop. That was not scheduled until later on in our program. And besides, we don't want to stop the dramatic momentum we're building here. For now.
Off to the races!
Oh, shut up. For now, ladies and gentlemen, we descend into the darkness in hopes of shedding some new light on our curious story as we travel with Durdles and Deputy into the graveyard of Cloisterham Cathedral.
Turtles?
Donald! Hello! Who's there? Mr. Jasper!
What? Have you been watching me, you cunning devil? I'll have the blood of you. There! That will serve you.
You murdered him!
What? What do you say?
Murder! Murder!
Stop talking such lunacy, Turtle, and help me revive you, dear boy. I only pray that...
How dare you, bastard! And I'll stone your bloody eyes out next time, so help me!
Quiet, you young wretch!
Why do you assault me this way, deputy?
You are ripe for the asylum, Mr. Jasper.
Peculiar lad!
Blame it on his infectious youth, sir. But, whew, that was excellent wine you gave me, Mr. Jasper. More potent than even I'm accustomed to. But did you get to look inside Mrs. Sapsia's crypt while I was asleep?
No, I seem to have gotten lost.
Oh, well, I was lost myself in a fitful dream. I dreamt that someone touched me and took something from me. And there's what it was. Mayor Sapsia wouldn't like me leaving the mausoleum keys just lying about in front of his wife's crypt. He gave me strict instructions that the keys were, well, it seems that the key to Mrs. Sapsia's crypt is missing. What do you think, Mr. Jasper?
I think that I have guests due any moment for Christmas dinner, and the poor host I, not to offer them all the joy and comfort of the season. A happy Christmas to you, Turtles.
And God rest ye merry, Mr. John Jasper.
Yes, we've spent many a bright and chatting afternoon here among these silent tombs. My own betrothed? No, Rosa. We are not legally bound to marriage.
Then, Eddie dearest, let us change to brother and sister from this day forth.
Never to be husband and wife.
Never.
I am honor bound to confess that this thought did not originate with you alone, Rosa.
I know, dear one. You have not been truly happy with our engagement, nor have I.
I am sorry, Rosa.
And I for you, poor boy.
Oh, if only our marriage hadn't been assured since birth, then maybe we would know how we truly feel towards each other.
If we were perfect strangers, how perfect life could be. I'd know if I adore you, you'd know if you loved me. Too much we've seen together to judge the view. Too much we've been together, and I assume
bless you, dear.
How do I feel about you? I can't too near to touch you, my dearest Ned. How might you be? But are we lovers? How do we know it? How do we feel it? How do we show it? If we were perfect strangers, I might have loved you perfectly.
Well, this will come as a terrible shock to my uncle. Why, whatever is the matter?
Could we keep our change of plans from Mr. Jasper for a while, Eddie?
Of course you're right. Why give him such sad news on Christmas Eve? But now we must be off. He's expecting us for dinner, and I fear there's a terrible storm coming.
What a bizarre climate you have here in Cloisterham. First snow, and now this treacherous thunderstorm. The gods must be angry.
God must be angry, Neville, not gods. We use the singular here in England.
What a storm for Christmas Eve!
Yes,
Neville tells me that you were once engaged to Rosa's father, Mother Crisparkle.
yes, but I fear I was a bit too Anglican, a bit too angular to his taste. And then, that night, at a seaside party celebrating his 2nd anniversary, only a few months after Rosa was born, he apparently slipped while walking unobserved along the cliffs, and he died in the embrace of the ungrateful waves. But enough. Let us follow Mr. Jasper's lead and forget our grievances in life, and with each other, over a sturdy Christmas dinner.
I pray you will forgive the meager merits of my humble table.
Hello, all. Sorry we're late, but we fought the storm all the...
Miss Budd, how wondrous it is to see you again. May I take your things?
I had no idea you had taken on a domestic staff, Uncle.
Edwin, Mr. Landless will take you seriously.
No fear of that.
Now, lads! Rosa! You've no idea what it means to have you in my chambers.
Miss Budd, how is it that in a season of holly, you remind me of the flowering hibiscus?
And how is it that you remind me of an inconsistent baker, Neville? For while your metaphors seem quite stale, your manners are uncommonly fresh.
You go too far, sir.
Gentlemen, sit down. This is Christmas Eve, and I will tolerate no further unchristian-like behavior between you. Now, this mulled wine is very good stuff indeed. I prepared it from a recipe I obtained on a recent trip to London.
Well, any port in a storm from me, Uncle?
Yes, very good, Edwin. Any part in a storm? None for me, thanks.
Now, let us drink deep.
This wine is more potent than usual, Jack.
I knew you lads would like it that way. Now, let us have no more ill will between you.
Please, Edwin.
There is no longer for any rivalry between us, Neville. You have my friendship, if you wish it.
Then a Merry Christmas to you, Edwin.
The goose is cooked.
Miss Budd, I believe your next Christmas dinner shall be in Egypt.
My God, Landless, perhaps you should accompany us to Cairo. I am sure Rosa and I could use someone to carry our bags.
What?
Someone more acquainted with a foreign tongue than with minding his own.
Gentlemen, please be
Satan! Sir, I don't much like your tone. That supercilious sneer you wear. Clear you wear a finer cut than mine out, but the waistcoat one can soon be torn in faggots too till maggots feed on you.
Something in this speech seems ominous to me.
With thumb over each, pray promise this to me.
For I do him fine. For this we should be glad.
Won't you try some wine?
No good can come from that.
My dearest nephew Ned, I wish to wish you well. The world is yours before you, just like
Oysters on the shell.
Landless as you are, and known your blood is hot with lead. You're less than sure than we. Your history would indicate the past of some hot past runs through your veins. Your crudeness thus explains.
Something sends a chill like feet upon my grave.
Can my statement will completely never save?
But this was the same. Bring on upon the land.
night must follow day.
No good can come from bad.
My dearest, deepest friends, may I propose a toast to Rosa Budd and Edwin Drood, 3 cheers.
And here's the roast.
How very blessed are we, when oh so many starve. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done.
Which one of you will
Lances cut like blades, you bone with daggers drawn. I glare at you, dare at you, who dare presume to stare at who might make my wife, I'd share my life, I'd see you dead before sweet Rosa wed.
Wait, dear, I fear it. We are friends and yet they'll not soon forget. Hearing devil's threats, every epithet.
In younger days I hungered for another, Rosa's father. After Rosa's birth he left this earth, now just as all I'm worth. So long a time they thought that I'm at rest and all quite naive. But I perceive these boys, this noise more frightening than they might perceive.
With these new auditions, then I be revealed. Murderous ambitions, otherwise concealed. Right on you I crossed, warning you I've had. That must lead to us. No good can come from that. No good can come from that. What a storm for Christmas Eve! I must stroll down to the River Weir to see this fit of nature unchecked. Will you excuse me, Uncle?
Of course.
I will join you on your walk.
Yes, and I must retire to the nun's house before the storm. Good night, Edwin.
My dear.
Everyone.
Rosa,
Be careful how you tread, Nibble.
Well, I shall see the ladies safely home.
Will you join us, Uncle?
no, Edwin, I have plans I must execute. But I will not let you go in that flimsy coat. You shall wear my humble but yet serviceable caped coat as you exit through. My servant will hand it to you.
Come, Edwin.
Your destiny calls.
Then goodbye, Uncle. Goodbye, all.
When shall these three meet again? When, if ever? It is now late the following day, Christmas Day to be sure. The storm is over, but in its wake there is to be found no trace of young Edwin Drood.
Oh, Mother Crisparkle, I feel something dreadful has happened to Edwin. Oh, let us wait. Well, until my assistant Bassett reports, you have heard the sentiment, I'm sure, that no news is most certainly good news. Oh, here he is now. Bassett, what news?
No news.
There you see. I don't believe you've met my assistant Bassett. His chief occupation is in guiding excursion parties around our church. Quite the showman is our Bassett, though. Tragically misplaced.
Misplaced?
Yes. He carries with him a secret. Now, Rosa, what do you think Mr. Bassett has done?
Oh dear, nothing dreadful, I hope.
He has written a play, a tragedy.
The Thorn of Anxiety.
When will it be performed, Mr. Bassett?
Never!
Sometimes I think Mr. Bassett has more pride in his lack of support, like a citizen of Greece who prefers the Parthenon in ruin. But I hope to see Mr. Bassett's work performed someday.
I too, Mr. Bassett.
I love the theatrical world, but there are stages beyond the proscenium. I long to play a larger part.
Then, Bassett, use your enviable creativity and find some accounting for our young Ned.
That assignment I readily accept.
Oh, my dear, helpless Edwin. How like her father she looks. Had the Lord seen fit to smile upon me, had Rosa's father not married another, nor met his death 2 years later at that pleasure party by the sea, I might have been Rosa's.
Mother Crisparkle, I need your prayers.
Rise, my child. The cathedral bell summons us.
Is it not significant, Mayor Sapsiak, that Neville Landless was last seen fleeing the district?
You've convinced me, Mr. Jasper. A secret murderer could most possibly be hiding in Cloisterham's most affectionate bosom, and all signs do point to young Neville Landless.
My thoughts exactly, sir.
I shall instruct a few strong fellows to bring him here, using whatever force is necessary, so that we may question him.
You do that, sir.
You'll find Neville Landless right enough now. And when we find him, we'll educate the murderous swine. Right, and with any luck, we'll have a hanging for Christmas. Fetch the dogs.
Mr. Jasper, look what I've discovered.
Why, it's my coat. The one my servant gave to Edwin last night. And there's blood. Oh, God. There's his blood on it. Where did you find this?
Under a rock by the River Weir.
My dear boy is murdered. I take this oath before you, Bassett. Record it in your memory that I shall fasten the crime of the murder upon the murderer and devote myself to his destruction.
I shall remember your words, Mr. Jasper.
And I believe that's it for you this evening, Philip.
That's right, Bill.
Yeah. Must seem useless to come all the way down from Knutsford each evening, doesn't it? You seem to specialize in the narrow parts of late.
But not by choice, Mr. Cartwright.
Yes, I'm sure. Well, let's see. In Julius Caesar, he played the part of
A senator.
Oh, yes, a senator. At least he was in for the kill. Well, you know, I do note, though, you do understudy Mr. Paget in the role of John Jasper. Surely one of these days he's bound to...
actuality, Mr. Paget claims to have never missed a performance in his entire career.
You know, it's rather odd that Charles Dickens created your character at all, unless he had a more promising future in mind for you.
That has been my solace in the role.
Yes, I'm quite sure. Let's see. We're almost done with this act, and the second act is considerably shorter than the first. Do you have a song ready at hand? Yes, well, why not indeed?
Well, as a matter of happenstance, Mr. Cartwright, I do have aspirations as an author and have composed a brief song which I dare say underscores the dilemma that I share with the...
Yes, come, Mr. Bax, it's titled.
Never the Luck.
Ladies and gentlemen, an unscheduled diversion in tonight's journey. The debut of the unpublished and perhaps rightfully unheard composition of Mr. Philip Bax singing his own Never the Luck.
Never the luck, and never the lead, and never you mind, they say. In time we all taste the lime in the light, and I'll have my night someday. Still, each precious part seems over and done before I begun to speak. I cast out my line and keep my hand in, but I'll not stand in this week. Some starless night they'll call towards the wings. That's when yours truly springs, and seeing me then they will cry.
Why, he knows he's mine and everyone's new. We must let him do us.
I leap center stage, the music will play. I'll waltz my way into your heart. Though ever I plan
have I done?
Nothing, I am certain, lad, but I'm sure there's some.
Landless, where's Edwin Drood?
Where is... Why do you ask me that way?
Because you were the last person in his company and he is nowhere to be found.
Mayor Sapsia, would you like to question him?
Sure. Yeah, let's see. You left for the river with Edwin Drood at what time?
In all honesty, I cannot recall anything of what transpired once Edwin and I reached the river.
But what about these bloodstains upon your shirt front?
I acquired these bloodstains when these men of yours dragged me forcibly back from the countryside where I was walking.
Neville Landless, as acting constable of this district, I place you under arrest.
Neville! How many of them did it take to mar you in this way?
8?
You have an interesting way with the law here in Cloisterham, Mr. Sapsia. And you, Mr. Jasper. For days now, you have been warning all Cloisterham of impending violence between your nephew and my brother. What do you know of all this?
Only that, my nephew is dead.
Mayor Sapsia, I warrant that young Neville has no knowledge of Edwin Drood beyond that which he has freely volunteered.
And you shall volunteer nothing further, Neville.
I might remind you and your brother that there is still the issue of a murder at hand.
Before you utter that word again, you laughable man, perhaps you will be so good as to supply a body, a victim, a corpse, something more tangible than an errant nephew, a timorous uncle, and a ludicrous city official who has no backing for his charges beyond pure pomp and sheer circumstance.
Here, here. Well said, Helena. But she is right, you know. Without Edwin's body, you cannot possibly arrest young Master Neville.
Oh, very well. Release him.
Oh, bless you, Mother Crisparkle.
I am overpaid.
I only wish I could express my gratitude without this strange, somewhat geographically untraceable accent.
Well, let's just pause there, shall we? Now, as things stand, Edwin Drood has vanished and may likely be, Clive?
Oh, dead! John Jasper sworn vengeance on his nephew's murderer.
Whom most of this populace suspect to be Neville Landless.
But the charges against Neville have been rescinded. Thanks to Helena Landless, steely resolved in support of the kindly.
The Mother Crisparkle, who was once engaged to Rose's deceased father.
And who knows what one should make of.
The drunkard stonemason Durdles, and his young apprentice deputy. Not to mention...
the mysteriously motivated career of opium, Princess Puffer.
Statements to consider during our interval with one admonition. If you jump to conclusions without knowing all the facts at hand, you may find yourself carried off to the races.
Right, Bill! Let's have a chorus of off to the races!
A spontaneous request, which brings us rather adroitly, I believe, to a song. For what evening at the Music Hall Royale would be complete without a rendition of its trademark anthem, Off to the Races! Quick conclusions often lead the best of us astray. The wisest move in life is but to wait. Otherwise, our galloping emotions run away like horses at the gate. Off to the races, off to the races, off to the race we go. But where the chase is, and what the paces we seldom seem to know.
Men with broken hearts about to never more pursue the members of the soft and saving race.
Saving race!
Firmly anchored to the ground, this orderly will view
Our fair and favored face. Then, off to the races, where 30 faces call. The saving graces, strong drink replaces the need for love and war.
Don't comment on your assumptions, hasty presumptions might do you in. Mind not track like an egg running blind, try lagging behind to fight to win.
Left our Queen Victoria, she's had 9 kids to date. We wonder how Prince Albert got enthused. Probably by her decree she had to procreate. Said she, make me amused. Ha ha! Up to the races, the royal races, the same as poor folks do. When she embraces